Cheer, I'm just testing this out. Battle rap for breakfast. It's your girl Boss Chick Rain on the check-in. Shout out to my guy Telly, man. Telly Cole on Facebook. Telly is a battle rapper. He tagged me yesterday on Facebook and he's like, yo, I want to know what Boss Chick Rain got to say about this whole DNA and KSHINE incident. So I said, you know what? I was gonna address it today, but I figured since he tagged me and I appreciate that, you know what I mean, asking me, a couple of people have, I'm gonna, I said I would address it today. Now instead of fronting like I normally would kind of just not end up doing it, I decided let me just make sure I do it. So no camera on, but I'm here. I'm thugging it. I'm thugging and bugging. Shout out to my people's drugging and bugging. I'm thugging and bugging on this good Sunday. So now, battle rap for breakfast every morning. I'm not sure at what time, but we're going to talk battle rap for breakfast. I'm drinking my coffee. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh man. And I just got a DM. I just got a DM saying URL is falling off right before our eyes. I don't know, man. I don't see it that way. So all right, let me get started. I'm streaming live right now on Facebook, on YouTube, Boss Chick TV, and on Twitter. I'm not sure what it's looking like on Twitter, but I'm just testing this out. Battle rap for breakfast. Let's talk about it. Are y'all up? Y'all wait. Talk to me before I get into it. So here's my take, man. I like to do character assessments. To me, KSHINE overall is a pretty solid individual. When you look at Dot Mob, to me, he's pretty solid as far as that cloth. He's pretty authentic. I think he's a passionate individual. So people are saying he's emotional. I hate when people throw that word around, emotional. I think he's passionate. I think he made certain decisions. And to me, the whole my expert opinion interview, first let me say that I do like the rollout. It kept my attention. All 125 segments. I watched them all. It's like, so shout out to, it's so much to say, man. Because like when I think of one thing, I start thinking of other things, right? Like, DNA's response, DNA putting on math about the time, the bad timing of the release because his, his mom's passed away. And my sincere condolences to DNA, man, because that's like really, I know he's going through a hard time, man. Because I think about stuff like that. I don't want to but my sincere condolences to DNA, man. May your mom rest in peace. I'll start from that point. I don't think that it was any real ill intent. But he has a right to feel that way because he's dealing with what he's dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So where do we begin? KSHINE to me, like I said, I think overall is pretty solid, right? But I'm gonna hone in on the part where he said if roles were reversed, then that was me. I knew off rip. I've been around. I made that post. I said I'm the oracle of this shit. You know what I'm saying? I knew off rip that I didn't have to know a specific time, but I knew without DNA, before DNA even said it. I told my boy, I'm like, everybody is basically like this. This is my opinion. Everybody in the culture has witnessed wrongdoing or not so good the play out of politics with certain people. Everybody, no matter what your status is, whoever you are, you've witnessed it and you have not stood tall. Everybody. You do not stand tall. This is part of the reason why I be on the outskirts, because y'all don't be understanding when I say certain things. I get it, but I just never been a how can I be down ass chick. And when I see certain shit, y'all know I'm gonna say something or I'm gonna stand on it. And the powers that be know that too, so they know who not only not to fuck with, but not to give light to. Follow me. You feel me? So I'm saying when he said that, I knew that was not cap, but that was like, nah, you seen it happen. You watched it happen to your peers over the years. And the whole idea, because you're an elite, or it's an elitist idea, you're like, it wouldn't happen to me. You know what I'm saying? It can't happen to me. So that is the attitude. If you follow me on Facebook, y'all know I be on my, not just Black Power, but Black Unity. I've been on this. I've been calling out a lot of shit in the culture because that's who I am in the culture. And that's my mindset. So it's always, I'm happy to see sometimes the culture coming around and seeing it, but it's always a joke to me because y'all all know that these things go on. And I'm going to get into that, but I'm just saying we are not unified. So that division between him and DNA, I knew when he said it that he had an opportunity to stand tall for DNA before this happened, and he did not. You know what I'm saying? So with that said, DNA. Now, DNA, I haven't seen, DNA too, as far as character. I see what people are saying. Me knowing him, I haven't been around him in a long time. KSHINE either. But DNA has really good business sense. And I'm going to tell you why I know. Because DNA was on my show twice. He was on my show, Battle Talk Radio with Clips, once. And then I also interviewed him on Rapmatic with Clips. And we had me and Clips had this big debate. It was about business. And I only conceded to DNA because he was getting what I was saying, but he was saying what I was saying from his angle. So it made me see he had a business mindset. I know he does, which is why he's successful right now with, outside of battle rap. He has a good business mind. So a key thing he said when he responded to KSHINE was about negotiations. And then I wasn't surprised, though it was something I didn't know. I wasn't surprised that he said he told KSHINE not to sign that last contract, because I know I've had these conversations with him. I know he has a solid business mind, even more so than Clips. Shout out to Clips. But go watch that debate that we had. It was crazy. He really got under my skin. Clips did. So with that said, I really wish that KSHINE and DNA would have had a conversation before the interview. I don't think that KSHINE said anything wrong. I think he spoke his feelings. His timeline may have been off, so he made DNA look kind of like low character, which is why DNA felt the need to respond, because for the most part, I think DNA has integrity. You know what I'm saying? And if you watch DNA's response, it's very poised, and he's still calling KSHINE his brother, and it's very logical. I think that their situation could be rectified. I think it's really just a phone call. That's what I think. So my overall synopsis, if you following me, is that everybody has watched this go on, whatever it is, some form of politics, some form of foul play, all the things that KSHINE was talking about. Everybody has seen it, or it has happened to them at least one time, but nobody really stood tall for them. Period. I'm telling y'all. It's been like that. I'm a visionary. I'm not gonna claim empath, but I'm very in tune. That energy, you can see certain things. You see it. You know what I'm saying? Like things that have happened to me as well. Nobody ever stands tall. Nobody with the voice or with higher power or a higher status rather, not power, but a higher, like, no one ever comes to the aid of whoever's being done dirty. So people are essentially fighting their own battles. So here's my other thing, right? Let me get to the nitty gritty. Shout out to Spanish Harlem. I also interviewed Spanish Harlem. That interview deserves way more views. Go watch it. He coined a term called silencer protocol. I'm going to keep telling y'all that. Silencer protocol is valid. But the whole thing is, URL, regardless of whatever, this is just my opinion, my informed opinion based on what I know, right? The whole thing is, silencer protocol was not being applied to named battlers to a degree, right? You can't apply silencer protocol to a dude like KSHINE. He ain't the type of dude that's gonna get silenced. But when you watch what he says, when you watching the interview, listen to the interview, everything he's saying, it's comparable. Like, from his standpoint, it's comparable to what Spanish Harlem was saying. It's just that Spanish Harlem and his peers were not at a higher tier. But it's a silencing, right? Because it's the same. And you know what? The other part about it too, it's the same thing with Easy, right? Let's talk about that. Let's compare what we know contract-wise. The only difference between KSHINE contract and Easy contract, without me reading it and seeing it, is the money. Easy got no money. So here's the thing. Being around as long as I've been around, right? I know certain things. I know certain things without knowing. I be out the loop, but it's never far gone. When people tell me certain things, I'm not surprised. But I was surprised, though. I'm going to tell y'all, I was very surprised when I heard details of Easy's contract. I was shocked. I was shocked that he signed a multi-year contract with no names, no specified names, and no money. I have business sense. I'm not claiming to be the best businesswoman, but I do have solid business sense. In my mind, off rip, I'm like, this is a battle rap 360. What the hell is this? No bread? Because I'm also looking at all the work he put in. So when you compare, y'all was clowning Easy for getting a lawyer and doing what the fuck he wanted to do. But how y'all not gonna, the reverse is happening with Shine. Shine obviously got legal advice, but he's gonna make a move. When he makes his move, he obviously got a situation, right? But this is why y'all were crazy to clown Easy. Chase Song was goody. This is why y'all were kind of like, I'm like, why y'all clowning Easy? Easy did the right thing. You know why? Let's watch Silencer Protocol. Stay with me, Silencer Protocol. So I did my due diligence. I'm like, oh, so when you think about it, right? I was shocked by that contract. So Easy's last battle was versus Calico. If I remember correctly, it was September. He wanted battles before the year ended, as does anyone who's on fire. They was having him sit. That's why I'm like, how y'all don't get where he's not wrong to want to be seen and want to keep going, because he's on fire. He wanted another battle. So he took the Big T battle. I heard behind the scenes, that they, URL, they wasn't too happy that he took that battle. But he smoked Big T. He wanted another battle, right? So you got to think, there was a 9-month, if I remember, I got to count it. There's a 9-month difference, I believe, between the time he battled Calico and the time he battled Hitman Holla. You're having the hottest dude not active. He's valid to say, hey, I want a battle on YouTube. All he was asking for was a battle on YouTube. I feel like they know that was a poor business decision on them, because at that point, he's fulfilling his contract. He has the right, like, this is the thing. You have the right, if you're disgruntled, to negotiate, which is what he did. Hey, I just want a YouTube drop. Can we make that happen? I know that they got to be kicking themselves to try to strong arm that much to the point where you allowed him to go get a lawyer, leave, and have this whole issue when you already knew you gave him a shitty contract. So it got exposed. You gave him a shitty contract. And when he was on Queen's Flip show, when that came out, I respected him so much in that moment because you could see he was green about something, but he owned it. He took accountability. Yeah, I signed it. I did what I had to do. Who that sound like? Sean. Yeah, I signed it. I did what I had to do. Sidebar, DNA said don't sign it. And he said, that's what he said. I'm going to do what I have to do, whatever his situation is. The only difference between their contracts, real talk, which is a big difference, is the money. He got a lump sum of money up front because you should get a lump sum of money up front if you're taking a multi-battle deal, and damn sure a multi-year deal. That should come with money, whatever it is. Some kind of bread. Easy didn't get no money up front. That's why when he said to Queen's Flip, I don't owe no money, I owe time. That was the real as shit. They didn't give him no bread. And that's why I'm like, how you don't give him bread? Anything, even $5,000, something. He didn't get none. That's the only difference between their contracts. So coming back to Silence of Protocol, they had that man sitting. He was trying to, like, he's on fire trying to get battles. It's the same thing. You're trying to silence the dude, the ball. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing applied to Sean. You can't silence a nigga like Sean. That's how I look at it. Which is why if you might say he crashing out or he's telling everything now because he's like, y'all got me fucked up. Now, business-wise though, from what I see, I see why he's doing what he's doing. He's valid to move how he's valid. That's his situation. He knows more details. But we watch battles. What's goody? Danny Lux, what's goody? What was I saying? That's how you can't look at the shit. He like, okay, I was saying business. Now, from my standpoint, with business sense, Shine to me owes the battle because you accepted bread and you continue to accept bread monthly. And even though the thing happened with Jack Boy, the thing happened with Daylight, now to me, standard business, I don't know the specifics of their contract, but standard business, you cannot think if you can accept that money and you don't have to do that last battle. Like it's just an automatic breach. Especially when he said in the interview, they continue to pay him. They continue to pay him. Happy birthday, my guy. We watch battles in the building. Happy birthday. So you can't think you don't owe nothing. But I think, he's on his shit like, you know what, fuck that. I'm out. He found the situation. He's a hot commodity. He's using his whatever. He's doing what works for him. But I'm just keeping it from my standpoint. I feel like he owed the battle. But if he on some fuck that, yo, I understand he's frustrated. They was like basically stringing him along. The string along is Silence of Protocol, B. That's what it is. Go watch my interview with Spanish Harlem. It needs more views. It only got like 3,000 views. Go watch that interview. I need to like mark it, like I need to bookmark it so you can see he dropped mad jewels in that joint. But that whole play was being applied to lesser knowns. And that's when, people who fuck with me, they were on the comments telling me about these contracts. That's the only thing I was like shocked about. I wasn't privy to. Everything else, a lot of things don't change in 10 years, surprisingly. It might be more money, but people's character, certain business things, it does not change. Now, from my standpoint, keeping it business again, I don't think that it's over for URL at all. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this though. Being in tune and being like, someone that sees things before they happen, people who was already seeing a lot of this, even around the Norb's time before that, we was already calling somewhat of a demise. But from my standpoint, it's only this kind of thing you can see happening because a a monster multi conglomerate establishment platform like the URL can only end up doing what a lot of greats do when they're doing shaky business or just not being on the up and up. You end up being the, how do you say it? This happens across the board for everybody whoever does this. You like the monster ends up eating off of itself, kinda. You're the reason why you go down. Nobody can really take you down. You go down because the whole situation started getting too sloppy. The situation was easy for me as somebody who's been watching this go on for however long. And when I say watching, I'm saying being active, being in it, being knowing people, and then seeing certain things go on, things not being called out. When you watch it go on nonstop, it's a nonstop cycle. Everybody want to be down because that they are who they are. Niggas can't take that away, but you still gotta like uphold something that keeps you solid. The easy situation is what really made the crumble effect because it was way too sloppy, which is why now we're in a social media era. If you peep game, I don't know who else was saying this. All the bloggers, the media that was covering it, the freaking titles are basically they got to be used in court because the whole storyline, this major term of torturous interference, was being told online. It's online right now. The whole shit that happened with Danny Myers is blatant. Everybody reported on it. He did an interview about it. It's confirmation. It's not hearsay. You know what I'm saying? So whoever that whole, I'm like, this is way too sloppy because these types of things are done in the dark. You know what I'm saying? If you continue to do these types of things and it gets done in the light, and now y'all being so gangster about it, you're like, fuck it, we just going the day before this nigga shit, we just going to do this. That's sloppy work. You're going to get exposed because now it has to be told. You know why? Because you're making the pawns, respectfully, no disrespect, but y'all end up being pawns. I'm gonna talk about that too. Certain people know we've had these conversations about the game in general, right? Sidebar, right? The game is pimp ho, not just battle rap. Music industry is always pimp ho, but the difference is in battle rap, that's how it's set up with platform artists. But as in battle rap, though, you can do more pimping. You don't gotta. There's two things that battle rappers do that they know. They hold themselves out. The money holds you out, right? They hold you out with the money, but you can hold yourself out. When you do that, low key, you don't know. It's two sides. Everything is twofold. So respectfully, I'm not calling nobody. I'm not saying no name. I'm just saying that if I pay you to do something foul, you don't think that I know and paying you. You don't think that I'm gonna lose respect for you or that I'm gonna look at you like this nigga could be bought. Of course I am. So it's going to flip back on you. He can say about it, but it comes with a cost. Facts. Shout out to God the brand too. Shout out. They were still going to pay him more in a bigger back half, no matter who he battled for. Yeah, at the end, they were compromising, and DNA said that he was the one who was trying to make that happen. But that's where Shine got on his shit. Like, I don't want your money. He finally got on that. I probably lost my train of thought, but the whole finally getting on that. When they were having this conversation, him, Math, shout out to Swave and Ike, right? When they were saying certain things, I'm just like, come on, y'all. I was just laughing like, y'all know that y'all don't stick together. I'm not saying them. I'm saying y'all. It's like it's the battle rappers. Because sidebar, battle rappers overall do not have great business sense, generally. Shout out to the ones that do and that are doing well for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. There's no one in particular, but they have battle rappers over the years have done some shaky business. They do like burning leagues, taking deposits, all that. You know, I don't want to say his name because I don't want no smoke with this guy. But I always use the situation with Averb and ARP as a prime example. ARP could have made an example out of Averb. That would have been some battle rap history in law if he would have taken him to court and won, because he would have. And I'm only saying this because to highlight the whole pimp hole situation. Averb had beat Mook. The culture, I didn't think he won though, but the culture crowned him king. The culture said he was king. His stock was all the way up, right? You already committed to battling Iron Solomon. The whole culture, all his fans roll with him on this bad business decision. But I've been saying that from that point. He should have stayed, did good business, been a good businessman, and did that battle with Iron, because this platform got you your biggest battle of your career. Your stock is all the way up. You get the call from your URL to battle Lux. Yes, that's the bigger battle, but it should be on your terms. That is where he had the time, the chance to be the pimp. Now I'm gonna do pimping. I'm not gonna pimp myself out for this battle. You earned that. He earned that battle. You earned that phone call. Nah, nigga, I'm gonna battle him, but I got a commitment. All he had to do was do that battle on his own time and terms, not succumb to the situation, because they wasn't really rocking with him before that. That was bad business. That's where you think about, morals, values, principles, ethics, business ethics. But y'all all rolled with him. Y'all all was with him. Y'all all was like, nah, why would you want to battle Iron? Of course, Lux is the bigger, better battle. But in my opinion too, and I've said this before, what should have happened, because he earned it, I'm about the culture, aka mother culture, being in line with the culture. That is a culture battle that would have got way, in my opinion, that battle should have been in St. Louis. He earned that. You know how I know he earned that? Because I interviewed Verb at that time. And that's what made me respect him more, because he's the first battle rapper that ever really gave a real record. Whether you agree with it or not, he admitted to 9 losses out of 40, 50, 60, I don't know how many ever made battles. And that was impressive to me. And then he was talking his shit like, I always go outside. I go to everyone's territory. So in that moment, in interviewing him and him saying that, I'm like, yo, this dude really put on. He earned. Now, mind you, that interview is before he beat Mook, or before they say he beat Mook, right? He earned that. So if you align with the culture, URL could have brought that battle to St. Louis. They could have hooked up with O, did the same shit they do all over the US, nationwide. Friday night, it could have been a street status card. Saturday is the big battle, Lux versus Verb in St. Louis. That's what the culture. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't happen. What happened was he dubbed the Iron Solomon battle, bad business, took the Lux battle, and he battled. That's why people would say he battled Lux and Mook in the same year and nobody cares. Because that momentum was not the same. Once he battled Lux, and I can't speak on that battle, it gets talked about here and there, but that momentum he had when the culture crowned him king after he beat Mook, he could have basked in that a little bit longer and upped his stock, which is what, I mean, his stock was already up, but upped his price. But why y'all just don't form a union, since y'all are like independent contractors? DNA union president. I'm like 50-50 with that. Because me, I wouldn't be including, I mean, I'm 50-50 with that. Because I mean, you're right. They deserve, it's not like, so I'm glad you said that. Shout out to you, guard the brand. So I'm 50-50 with that. You know why? Because I'm a business person. I had I had a league, one of the first to have a league as well, like battle rapper turned league owner. I've done all those things as well. And with having business sense, like I said, a lot of battle rappers don't, respectfully. They feel entitled just to the money. And they always feel like they're getting done dirty. But only certain battle rappers actually are worth the real bread. They all worth it because they stock. But when you think about it, case in point, let me use Hitman. Hitman really showed niggas how to do good business and why his brand is where he is. And I'm glad that you said it made me think. The line of the battle to me that nobody really reacted to with Hitman versus Easy, that was so prominent, and it ended up being Easy's life for the next 6 months after that battle, was when Hitman said, I don't want to fuck the line up. Hitman said, oh, they say that my pen is, I'm gonna fuck the line up a little bit, but he basically was saying, but I always had a lawyer whose pen was better than mine. He said, they say I can't write, that's fine, but I always had a lawyer with a pen who was better than mine, or whatever. I don't want to fuck it up. But that was a fire bar that nobody really reacted to in the building. And I'm like, how y'all don't react to that? That shit was fire. But when you think about it, that ended up being Easy's whole life after that battle. And that school nigga, he really was schooling niggas. The reason why he's where he's at, because he probably had lawyers looking at his contracts when he first started out, which is genius. And I'm gonna tell you, most of us, I didn't have nobody look it. I didn't have a lawyer look it over until much later. I didn't have lawyers look over the contracts. You know how smart that is? How on point hit as a business person he had to be a young dude and having a lawyer view every contract and getting advice on how to move, which is why when you watch his career, look at the moves he's made. His business is tight. He really runs the Hitman brand. Hitman Holla as a battle rapper has always been a business. You know what I'm saying? He's schooling. So the underlying, similarity across the board from Hitman to Easy to KSHINE is, the lawyers. The more money that gets involved, the more you need to have an advisor of some sort looking over your contracts, man. So a union, I'm 50-50 with, because I do feel like they need to work together. That's what the union would do. It would defend them as a unit, but they also need to get better business sense. It's been so many deals that a lot of battlers have burnt doing bad business for no reason, especially when it came to RBE. Not to even shout that out, but another one that comes to mind is during COVID, video battles. How y'all let them block a video battle? I'm like, damn, niggas can't even get no COVID money. And it was so whack because I knew this battle would have been fire. And if y'all know who I'm talking about, shout out to him, no disrespect, you know what I'm saying? But when Cortez was supposed to battle 40 Cal for RBE during COVID, this is like height of COVID. Nobody know what the hell's going on, right? It was fire for a lot of reasons because there's history there. Cortez really wanted to battle J.R. Ryder. So I guess that would have been it was dope to battle 40. 40 had some steam going, at that time. COVID video battle. And the 40s, the battles was fire because they both dead nice. They both dead nice on beat. The day of the battle, the shit don't drop. And I was so mad at Cortez. I'm like, and then Cortez ended up saying he didn't realize he had a prior obligation with URL. These types of things been going on for so long. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's like, damn, son, really a video battle? That's bad business. Now, I do believe, I don't know for a fact, but I do believe that's what probably severed the business relationship between RBE and Cortez. That's the poor business I'm talking about. Especially when you a person like that. Certain dudes, if you look, certain dudes let their nuts hang because they doing better business. When they got you by the balls like that, respectfully, like, if you a vet, you should be able to let your nuts hang, meaning that you battle wherever, like a Goods, a Geechee. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be nothing because you earned that. Niggas can't tell you where you can get bread. You can exhibit and you still can exhibit loyalty. Let me just say that too, right? I have no problem when battle rappers exhibit loyalty to a brand. I respect that. There's nothing wrong with that. So when y'all get on certain people jumping out the window, speaking for the platform, there's nothing wrong with that. It's cool. Every business needs that. You need people that's going to respect what you have done for them and and go and ride for you. Everybody needs that. You know what I'm saying? So um I think that's the end of my rant. I can't think of nothing else, but my overall consensus is that KSHINE and DNA need to talk like brothers. DNA's response for what I saw was logical and respectful. Um, and I think it's something that could be fixed with a conversation. I do feel like the rollout on my expert opinion, Kayshawn basically is very comfortable with burning the bridge with URL. It seemed like it's a burnt bridge. Everything has to be lined up on calendar. We carry phones at our computers. All business should be lined up in that phone. Shit weird. Word. Now you know why we as humans we become, I'm just gonna say we, but I can empathize with them. If you got situations, you become a slave to the bread. You know what I'm saying? That's why, right? I'm reading Rich Dad Poor Dad right now, and the main thing from the Rich Dad was I don't work for money. His main thing was I don't work for money. I make my money work for me, type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, boss talk. I'm gonna go live tomorrow. Move the Culture Mondays. Tune in tomorrow evening. I will be going live to talk about this Drake and Joe Budden. If anybody has the full breakdown of what Joe Budden said, because I was looking for it, it's not like titled right. I wanted to like listen to what he had to say and listen to the album before I gave my opinion. But tomorrow is Move the Culture Mondays. The Move the Culture show is coming soon, but tomorrow I will be live. Move the Culture Mondays. I'm streaming Boss Chick TV. I'm gonna say 8 o'clock. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock, I will be I hate giving you times because I'm not there yet, but I will be consistently dropping, going live every Monday and Tuesday and doing battle rap for breakfast in the morning. If you like the content, share the content. How they say, share the content. You know what I'm saying? Like the content, show me some love, and I'm gonna be way more consistent. But I hope y'all enjoyed the rant. Shout out to We Watch Battle. Shout out to Boss Lady. Grind Time in the building. From what I see, I only see YouTube, but I'm streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Matter of fact, real quick, let me see what it's looking like. Twitter is where I'm like dead at. So follow me on Twitter. I just changed my name is Red Pen Rain on Twitter. Red Pen RAINE. I know it's called X now, but I refuse to call it X. Oh, that's dope. It's one okay. Yeah, it's lit. I'm gonna start just doing that when I don't want to be seen. Do it like this, the pod way. But yeah, Move the Culture Monday tomorrow. We're gonna be chopping it up about whatever's going on with the culture. The Move the Culture show is coming, but it's not gonna involve too much battle rap. I got my battle rap based shit like this. You feel me? Oh, what battles? Let's get back to the battles, man. Shout out to all the battle. A lot of battles have dropped. So I still gotta watch. I want to watch from beginning to end. Shayna Ashley and Rosenberg. I had Shayna winning clear, but I want to. Rosenberg's first round was good, right? Because I've been hard on Rosenberg because let me give a rant on Rosenberg real quick. I know he'll love this. He hates me, but I love you, Rosenberg. It's just that I just, a black woman gonna keep it real. Rosenberg could be one of them ones, but he's not one of them ones. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because he does not show up consistently. For myself, right? And I can say this humbly, as someone who's returning to battle rap, and I've been battle rapping. I know when I got a name in battle rap, I didn't show up consistently. I was doing a bunch of things. Can't make excuses, but he shows up for what he wants to show up for. I really feel like he didn't show up all the way for Shayna Ashley. And I was just like, why would you rap like that against her? When we heard her last rounds versus Tori Doe, she was in her bag, like she raps. But even before that, when I was holding him responsible for, even if you're getting wins, if they're not resonating, right? It's because you're not showing up. OD, like I have a problem with that battle he did. I didn't see it, but I heard he got cooked because he didn't show up. And to me, it's a valid battle. Battle Academy in the real trenches. How you don't show up? You know what I'm saying? So that's what makes you one of them ones. Because you know who was headlining that battle? That card and showed up, and he shows up. Sometimes he don't, but even when he don't show up, he showed up because he's one of them ones. It's Geechee. Geechee showed up. Like, that's why I ran on Rosenberg. I feel like he could be one of them ones. I know he thinks he's one of them ones, but to me, he's not. Not yet. That's how I feel. Oh, Tuesday too. Battle Talk Tuesdays. I'm gonna be watching my battle. I hate watching my battle, so I'm gonna watch my battle live with y'all, and y'all can critique. I'm a harsh critic, so what about not allowing clips to freestyle? Oh, clips to freestyle. That's what we hired clips for. That was corny. KSHINE's corny. Why you say he's corny? My bad. I'm bad with the comments. I don't know what time. I don't think he's corny. I just think that he's in a situation. I wish that y'all would like empathize more with people. Like, put yourself in that person's shoes and see what they're going through before you be like, ah, this nigga's corny. I get it. I don't think he's corny though. I think that he's in a situation. Now clips, yeah, I didn't watch. I'm gonna tell you, the clips versus A Ward, that should not have even. I'm a fan of both, but that battle should not have been on the Chrome card, man. That's how I feel, man. I didn't want to see that, man. So I didn't watch that. Some people said it was good, but I had no desire to see that. And I like clips. Clips is one of them ones because he's so talented. This is my thing on clips. When you have an abundance of talent like that, and you get on early, and you realize what your talent, the doors that your talent can open, you start to take your talent for granted, and you think that you can just show up. And sometimes he has just shown up and killed, and other times you're like, come on, clips, man. When he writes though, when he does a combo, he's really unstoppable. And if he got the motivation for it, he's unstoppable. But yeah, man. RBE battle, it seemed like the contract said Clips wasn't allowed to freestyle in freestyle in Rosenberg battle. Yeah, I think that was it. But that's whack though. I don't think that he should have not been allowed to freestyle. I think that they should have actually just pressed him for writtens and allowed him to do what he's naturally good at that shit. Not being allowed to freestyle is crazy. This is rap, yo. How can you not be allowed to freestyle? He should not been allowed to freestyle a whole round. That should have been the stipulation. Not that you can't freestyle. I don't know, but I think you're right. It was something like that. Yes, boss lady, I'm finally gonna watch my battle. I still have not watched me and Lady J either. I'm gonna watch both. The problem is when I don't execute the way I want to execute, it's hard for me to. I be cringing. I can't even get past the first bars. But I'm gonna watch that battle. And my Lady J battle. We're gonna do that live. So, battle rap for breakfast. It's your girl Boss Chick Rain on the check-in. And I'm out. Cheers.